time I've been here since I've been elected governor. Obviously, I traveled here extensively when I served as your state attorney general. I'd like to start out, first of all, for thanking everyone for coming here today. I appreciate the opportunity to be with you and to come down and update you on the continued response that we've had and the efforts to make sure that we're helping to rebuild the region following the devastating floods earlier this year. We know that in February, McDowell County and surrounding communities faced storms and flooding that took lives, destroyed homes, and businesses. And many of the towns in McDowell are still dealing with those effects. We know that during and immediately after the storm, first responders, volunteers, state officials were on the ground, county officials working with local leaders to coordinate cleanup and begin the recovery process. Our administration tried to help out as much as possible. We helped coordinate and deliver shelf-stable meals, a mobile water plant, many pallets of water, a tanker to help supply drinking water to residents without service, hand washing stations, a laundry unit, medical supplies, including vaccines and sterile water, 1,400 cleaning buckets, trash bags, shovels, mop and bucket sets, brooms, wipes, sandbags, sanitizer, bleach, lime, and even straw for erosion control. But as we went forward, one of the things we learned is that there was an immediate challenge with debris removal. So I want to talk a little bit about that. When this happened, I had directed DOT and DEP to fast track approval for dump sites and for the National Guard to help residents get rid of the debris that lifted their property and was removed from their homes. To date, the National Guard has cleared more than 17,000 tons of debris from affected areas, and there's another over 1,000 tons of debris that we've helped arrange through other contractors. So we're going to keep doing what we can. You know, part of the challenge with debris is that you may clear it up and then people put new garbage out again after you try to get noticed, because you're trying to do it once for the first time. But once people see it and they forget, they come out again. But we want to let folks know that we've been down a few times and we know the importance of clearing the debris. We know that a lot of this wouldn't have been possible without the leadership of General Seward of the West Virginia National Guard. I think they did some really good work. And right now, the West Virginia Department of Environmental Protection, they're leading a coordinated project with DOT and Conservation Agency and local officials to assess stream blockages, road conditions, and other problem areas. Just last week, 7 inspection teams were deployed across McDowell County to identify 113 sites in need of attention. That task force is now working to prioritize and address these concerns immediately. We know that DOH has played a very critical role in repairing and rebuilding damaged roads and bridges in the affected areas. And I've been told that to date, they and some other agencies have put in over 32,000 employee hours alone in cleanup, recovery, and rebuilding operations in McDowell County. That's just in this county alone. Of course, we know that this isn't just an effort from state. We had a partnership with local officials, volunteers, and a lot of families that gave up a lot, put in a lot of time, and they spent time away from their families to be here in Southern West Virginia. I cannot express how grateful I am of the work that all the local officials have done, the families have done, and we have to continue to do that in the months and months ahead. Folks have stepped up for their communities, and for that, and for all the people that are here, I want to say thank you. I also want to recognize the efforts of FEMA and the Trump administration. To date, we have more than $29.7 million in direct aid from the Individual Assistance Program that's been delivered to Southern West Virginia, and over $12.8 million dedicated to McDowell County alone. This doesn't count any of the potential future monies that might come if we have hazard mitigation grants or others. And I'm going to keep pushing. I want to be very supportive to make sure that we're doing the resilience that we need to help address potential flooding that may occur in the future. Recovery efforts continue, and they're going to continue until the job is done. We're never going to forget Southern West Virginia and McDowell County. Now, I know that this region has had its challenges, and we're going to keep working to improve the quality of life for the folks that call this county home and for those who call Southern West Virginia home. And that's part of why we're here today. But before we get into the details of today's announcements, I do want to recognize a couple key leaders who are with us. We have Senator Mark Maynard, who's doing a great job for you up in Charleston. Thank you, Senator, for coming. We have Delegate Chris Phillips is here. Where's Delegate Phillips? He does a terrific job up there, runs the government organization committee. We have Delegate David Green. Absolutely. We have Senator Hart. Senator, thank you. We also have County Commissioner Michael Brooks. We've got Dwayne Dotson. We've got a few others here. I don't know that everyone on the list is here, but a lot of people from across the county. I know the sheriff is here. Not sure if there he is. I was fortunate enough the last time that we took a trip around McDowell. We were, I think, in a couple places. We were in Jolo and we were in Bradshaw spending some time. And I think there's some positive developments that came from that trip that I'm going to report about in just a minute. But overall, and anyone else that I may not have mentioned specifically, some of the folks that traveled here from Bradshaw, I appreciate it. We've also been in close touch with folks in Welch and all the communities. We're going to head out to Kimball after this as well. We want to make sure that we're hearing what's happening on the ground. I would ask everyone in McDowell and across the state, do you have questions? Get them to your local officials and then pass them along to us that way. Because it's really hard. Sometimes, quite frankly, it gets frustrated that we have people that whine in various areas and attack, but we want to help. We want to do everything imaginable to make things better. But communicate with us. Be in contact with local officials, with your local representatives, so we can make a big difference for this area. We want to be helpful. That's incredibly important for the future of our state. Now, we know as it relates to water, we've dealt with PSD shutdowns. We've had boil water advisories. We've had chemical spills and more. And when I took office earlier this year, I tried to better understand the root of the problem. And certainly we know that geography plays a significant part in the challenge. We know that, right? That there are a lot of isolated homes in the mountainside and deep in the hollers that can make it difficult to provide access to clean drinking water. For those in more dense population centers, sometimes the answer is additional resources, but we also need to make sure that there is efficient management of those resources. We also know that in some of these water systems, they've not been managed correctly, or it's been mismanaged to the point where some people no longer have access to clean drinking water. I'm committed to ensuring that we can provide adequate funding to these PSDs, but also that we have to provide the meaningful oversight to make sure that the funds are used wisely and are making a real difference. We must act with increased urgency to update our infrastructure so that we can grow as a state. So today, I'm actually pleased to announce 3 new grant awards to support essential water and sewer projects across the state. I want to note that when I came in, we did a review of a lot of the outstanding money. Virtually all the money that was awarded to the feds in the past was spent. They did a really good job of spending virtually everything before I got into office. I promise you that. And so we've been looking under the seat cushions and finding out and trying to identify the most meritorious projects, because people deserve to have clean drinking water. That matters a lot, and that's the purpose of that fund. We know that these are the kind of investments that are going to protect public health, they're going to strengthen local economies, and they're going to lay the foundation for a brighter future. So let me announce some of these projects. First, I'm awarding $500,000 to the Pleasants Hill Public Service District to extend clean, reliable water service to some of the areas in Kane, Big Root, and Bull River Road. This, thanks to additional funding, this project totals nearly $4.5 million. That's up north. Second, I'm awarding $1 million to the town of Junior. That's in Barber County. And that's to upgrade outdated water lines, meters, hydrants and valves, benefiting nearly 400 customers. And the 2.9 million overall is really going to help the quality of life, make people's life safer and more dependable for the folks in Junior. And last but not least, I'm awarding $1 million to the town of Bradshaw right here in McDowell County to address serious deficiencies in the sewer system, which affect over 100 residents. Combined with some of the other resources that are being deployed, that's over 8.5 million. And we're going to keep doing more. In fact, I note that there are some people that have been coming in. We have ongoing projects in Pineville. We've been looking at some of the other areas, and we're waiting for some of the county officials. We're eager to receive applications and look for other opportunities to help, but we can't help if we don't get the information coming in from the right places. So we ask people to work with your local officials. We want to be as helpful as we can with the limited dollars that are available. But we do know that today is an important first step to make sure that McDowell County and folks around the state are better equipped to meet the needs that they have. Every man, woman, and child should have access to safe, clean drinking water. Every business owner should have the opportunity to operate in a town with modern utilities. And every county should be part of our state success story. Please know that we're only getting started. I've been in there a little over 4 months. We're going to keep going. We're going to work, and we're going to keep partnering with folks on the ground here, with regional councils and the federal government to secure every available resource. We're going to continue to cut through all the red tape and push projects forward, and we're going to continue to fight to build a strong, healthier, more connected West Virginia. I'm very grateful to be here today, and I'm happy to spend a little bit more time listening, learning, and doing to help one of the more challenging parts of our state grow. So I love the people here, and I want to keep helping as much as I can. So now I'd like to invite anyone who'd like to speak to join me up here. Commissioner, we'll start up with you. Michael Brooks, if you have a few words.
I would just like to say on behalf of the county commission, we welcome the governor, our senators, our delegates, PSD, Mavis, and our board members, Gary and Jerry and prosecutor. A lot of times people don't realize you have a lot of mandates and everybody says, turn this thing over to PSD. PSD's always been willing to help, but a lot of times these mandates are unfunded and really makes it hard. And it stretches all of the manpower, all the things that they have very thin. But we're thankful today that, with the grant from the governor's office to be able to aid the fine people in Bradshaw, they've had some issues going on. And Brian, Council Celeste, you guys have hit the ground running, trying to get some things done for your community. For that, we're thankful. And we're just honored today to be a small part to help the people in our county. I'm thankful for the governor. I'm thankful for his chief of staff, Doug Buffington, who's not here today. I can honestly say that on a daily basis for multiple months since the flooding event that has went on in McDowell County, that we have had constant contact with the governor's office. There's a lot of things that, because we don't get on Facebook and put 50 million things that you may not know. But I can say and guarantee you as citizens here in McDowell County and residents wherever you're from, that I feel like that this county has the ear of our governor. And I know for a fact that they have went above and beyond to address multiple needs. And I think that it's going to continue. And we're here to do our part. And I can assure you that Commissioner Dodson and myself, we're excited. We got a long road to go. A lot of these things didn't happen overnight. And we've got a lot of critical infrastructure things that needs to be addressed. It didn't happen overnight. It's not going to be cured overnight. But I can promise you that everybody here in this room is trying and they're doing their part. And for that, I want to say thank you, Governor.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Anyone else like to make a few comments?
I just want to thank you, Governor, for taking an interest in McDowell County. It gets forgotten sometimes, and it means a lot to me that you're showing an interest and making things happen. I'm really happy with your entire administration. It's been the best 4 months of my 11 years I've served with the legislature.
You're doing good work. Thank you for everything you're doing.
I will say negativity, people chase negativity, but the positivity in this county, it's been hard to look at because we have a flood, but the things that's went on since January in this county, people's not seen the clear picture yet, but it's amazing. We got a county jail that's going to be a state jail. That is economics at its fullest. The governor has made sure that we've got the keeper DMV. That's unbelievable. And also, we got a Taco Bell coming. So that's the positive thing that we need to look at.
He saved the best for last, right?
Best for last. And we want to thank you, Governor.
Yeah,
because you've been
absolutely.
excellent, and today this shows what you've done for us.
Well, thank you. And in fact, the correction facility, I was proud to sign that into law. I know the benefits that has for McDowell County. So we appreciate that. And, you know, when I was busy reading all the bills, there were 249 bills sent my way. You know, we went through, I had a chance to learn a little bit more about what was going on. I knew the importance. So pleased to do that.
Well, there are over 100 people getting a very, very significant raise. And what that does is that's our people in our county that's getting a raise to spend money here, to be able to have stuff, to be able to have nice things. And it puts McDowell County back on the map. It really does. It
Yeah.
really helps. And
Well.
especially in a bad time like this in the coal industry, it's a blessing.
Sure.
Thank you, Governor.
No, happy to help. Anyone else here? Yeah, delegate, please.
Just want to say we really appreciate the governor coming down, and not just the governor, but his staff. I was actually talking to the governor in the back room with the Secretary Ward of the DEP. They have come through and helped us tremendously at the governor's leading, and we truly appreciate the governor and his staff. Just like Commissioner Brooks said, Doug Buffington, the governor's chief of staff, has been a massive help for us. We've been on the phone with him a lot, and he's truly been a heart for not just McDowell, but all of West Virginia. So really appreciate you, Governor.
Yeah,
and your staff.
absolutely.
Thank you for what you're doing.
Sure. Senator, any comments?
The flood couldn't have happened to a better group of people. And they've been blessed, even through all the hard times, to live in a great state. And the governor and his office, I cannot tell you how much they've worked. I've been on the phone with them into the morning hours, and we start at night. They've been putting in the work. There's a lot of work to do, but there's a lot of work that's been done. And we appreciate your office,
Yeah.
and we deeply appreciate the volunteers and the good people of this area. God bless you.
Amen. Well, great. Well, I'm especially appreciative for everyone who came here today, whether you're from Welch or Bradshaw or any part of McDowell County. It matters, and we're going to continue to come back, and we want to be helpful. And we know that there are a lot of long-term challenges facing this area, but my heart goes out to all the people here, and you'll find that your governor is going to keep coming back again and again. There should never be a forgotten place in the state of West Virginia for any of our brothers and sisters. So I'm very happy to be here, and I look forward to seeing you again and again throughout my term. So thank you, God bless, and let's move forward and get more things done, okay? Thank you.